Hello, Blunt Truth. I just figured I'd throw the camera on to show you some things that I think you guys might think are cool. I've been practicing and playing with my Bravo 1 here all week. I made that macro vid on Monday, posted it Wednesday I think, but I made it Monday. I've been playing with it all week. I just spent all day today. I had the day off from work and I spent 5 or 6 hours in the woods doing all kinds of shit with it. Everything. All kinds of stuff. I'm going to show you some of it right here. And this thing, let me tell you, I know a lot of you guys that own one are saying, hey, where'd you get that sheath? And this thing works great. I'm not telling you yet. You'll have to wait. This ain't a review. I just want to tell you a couple things, and I want to tell you about my use of lanyards. That's the main point of the video. Plus some bushcraft stuff. I have not sharpened this since I bought it. I've used it every day this week. After work I'd play with it an hour or so, but today I beat the hell out of it. I've probably cut close to a quart of wood with this thing. Cutting, splitting, chopping, slicing, carving. Lots of wood. Maple and oak mostly too. Not pine. Very little pine actually. And show you here real quick. I have not touched this edge since I've been using it, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've done. See that? I haven't touched it yet. It's perfect. There's not the slightest chipping. There isn't. It's sharp as hell. It's actually, I thought I cleaned it up, but it's still a little dirty from today. But this thing is still perfect. Awesome edge. A2 tool steel. Convex. Full zero grind convex. Awesome. Freaking awesome. Bravo to Bark River. I know that's a little corny, but so I went out today and I had more time, so I did some things. First thing, when you go in the woods in a survival situation, the first thing you want to do is make a multi-tool. And guys, I've been practicing bushcraft stuff since I was like 9 years old. So it's like 40. I'm 43 tomorrow. So I've been doing bushcraft for a long time, and I've really been dedicated to it my whole life, and I know a lot of things, but I'm not into the bushcraft video thing. I want you guys to tell me in these comments. Maybe someone will post a comment saying, yeah, bushcraft videos, and everybody rate his comment up if you want to see me do some bushcraft videos, because I can do some cool stuff. I can make spoons, utensils. I can make cooking pots out of bark. I've successfully made traps that work, deadfall and snare traps, and you name it. I've practiced everything bushcraft. It's just there's so many guys doing it and they're doing a good job that I don't do it. So, but if you want to see it, it'd be fun. I'd be willing to show you my little tips and things on it. Anyway, if you're lost in the woods and you have a knife, this is the first thing you should make, in my opinion. It's a multi-tool. You might be looking at it going, what the hell is that? Unless you're a bushcraft guy, then you know what it is. Right? It's a dig stick. Kind of a trenching tool. You dig with it. You can dig a hole, you can carve into a banking of a river or whatever to dig a shelter out. You can basically dig with it, period. Awesome for digging, works great. Out of live wood, this is maple. And this end of it, being a multi-tool, is a club and a baton for splitting and things. I didn't use this for splitting today though. What I did today, this was a maple tree, a young maple tree. And all you tree lovers out there, back off, because if you look around you and see any tables and chairs made out of wood, or a house you live in made out of wood, you're a murderer. So point the finger at yourself. Okay. So this is a live maple tree, probably a teenager that I cut off at the ankles. The bottom section, probably 2 feet below this, I cut off, and that was my baton, which I left in the woods. This section, which that's nice and clean, but I batoned through that with my baton I made. I cut this off and carved this out to make the dig stick. These things work great. I use these dig sticks. They work great. Trenching tool, whatever you want to call it. So this is your first tool you make, a baton / dig stick multi-tool. And you're in the woods, surviving. And other people say that let me show you my spoon, huh? I made this today. I've made several spoons before. It's not really a big deal. Pretty easy once you do it a few times. But it works. It's a spoon. I don't know if you can see that good. But it's just a spoon. Very rough. Obviously a rough handle. I didn't even debark it. But it works. It's a spoon. It's made out of hardwood, maple. It's strong. It didn't take too long to do because I've done a few of them. Like I say, I've been doing bushcraft stuff all my life. But this thing, it's strong and it works. So I practiced did that to practice my fine work with the knife to see how it did on the really small, intricate, fine stuff. And it did fine. It does great. This takes some getting used to. This little fire starter point, not jimping, fire starter thing with a ramp, and you're supposed to put your thumb on this side of it. I find that works, putting your thumb on this side of it to do your fine stuff, making feather sticks or whatever. But I am used to having my thumb closer to my hand, like right there, right where it is. So it kind of is a problem for me. It's like a getting used to kind of thing. I'm just not used to it. Because this works, but I'm used to this. I might get rid of it, I don't know. Haven't decided if I'm going to grind it off yet or not. But it works great for your close-up stuff, for your fine stuff, your intricate little carving bushcraft stuff. Works great, you know. This is how I do most of my carving. I put this thumb on the spine and just sort of push like this. More control. You're not going to overdo it and screw up your spoon. These aren't as easy to make as it might look. It takes a little practice. I've done a few. So the main reason for this video is a couple things. First of all, a few people are telling you that you can't, this isn't big enough knife to chop with. It is. It's big enough for survival. It's big enough to chop with, even though it's like a 4.5 inch blade. All you have to do is chop one thing, and then you're covered for the rest of your mission. The bottom of this thing that I chopped was like double this thickness. It was like that thick, like probably 5 inch diameter. Right below this, down here is where I chopped, and I chopped through it, chopping right through. And that was all I had to chop without a baton. And then I used this chunk as a baton to chop this off and then have my real baton. And then I just was able to use the baton to do whatever I had to do anywhere I had to do it. With the baton, you can smash the back of this big, thick bad boy and smash right through anything. Chop whatever, do whatever you got to do. You don't need a big, giant, heavy knife. Carry this nice little thing. It'll do it all because it's thick and strong enough. So my main purpose of this video is to tell you how I use lanyards. Alright, lots of guys that are doing videos and guys that are knowledgeable. I'm not pointing fingers because there's several that have done videos lately telling you lanyards are dangerous. The knife can swing at you and cut you if you lose control because it's attached to you. It can slide away from you. Alright, this is the trick to lanyards, successful use of lanyards. You put a cord lock on it, a good one with a strong spring, not a junk one. Have loose ends, so it's just a paracord strip, not tied in any knot, and just use your teeth. Pull it up quick, tight, so that when you hold your knife like this, straight out, it's tight here to your hand. Alright, that's how you want it. Now, If I let go of it when I'm chopping, it can't cut me. See, I'm not worried about it cutting me. It's not going to cut me. It can't reach my body, and it can't cut my arm. Why? Because it's so tight that the handle hits first, not the blade. It's not going to cut me. Even though I just showed you this is razor sharp. I'm not worried. Okay? It's not going to fly off my hand. It can't come off my hand. Alright? It's safe. And it helps me by adding leverage by pulling up on the back of the handle, helping me to cut when I'm carving. So this is how I use lanyards. You just pull. I had to cut that short because of the damn time limit. But you'll be seeing a lot more of the Bravo 1 in action. I'm going to take you guys out into the woods with me. Okay? Thanks, guys.